All right. I'm going to go ahead and go here to set everything up. So, uh, my Kingdom Hearts journey is not quite at an end because I have been playing this recently. I decided to do a recording for family and friends and stuff. Got a slightly new setup here, which makes things easier for me, but I have to adjust a few things. Keeps shifting. All right, so if you've watched my channel, you know that I occasionally do things with randomizers. I'm actually a pretty big randomizer fan. I don't record them very often. When I first discover it, I do like to record. And now there's a new randomizer that's becoming extremely popular in the KH circles right now. This wonderful, wonderful Garden of Assembly randomizer for KH2 Final Mix. Emulated on PS2. So this is the Japanese only Final Mix that came out. They didn't port the Final Mix version of KH2 over here to the US until it came out as 2.5 on the PS3, and then later re-released for the PS4 in the combo package 1.5 plus 2.5, everything all in one, which is what I played on when I did my journey. But we still don't really have emulation and modding for newer systems or anything like that, but there is some stuff that's being done for PlayStation 2 things, and I have done a little bit of like emulated Soul Calibur 3 before, which I will be resuming relatively soonish once I get my move done in a couple of weeks. This is probably going to be the last thing that I do before my move, specifically probably a couple of videos of this randomizer if I can get it finished, which is going to be tough, but I'm going to try my best to do, especially since we're going to be going to critical mode. So this is a open world randomizer, open world item randomizer specifically. So randomizers in general have various things. Mostly all I've done is you've watched me do are item randomizers with a little bit of boss randomizer from Free Enterprise. And those are what I think are some of the most entertaining, taking rewards, items, things that you can do and splitting them up in various places so you can get stuff early. That's like what the SMZ3 largely is just a item randomizer. It's really fun. It adds a lot of uniqueness to the game because you can do things in a slightly different order if certain things get unlocked because of the abilities you get, and you have abilities you shouldn't for certain areas of the game, like roasting a lot of the bosses in Super Metroid with charged plasma as either microwave beam or even with without the microwave beam on Crocomire, and cause just one-shotting him with charged plasma is really entertaining. And you get some of the same stuff here from this because all the rewards in the game are itemized specifically. The randomizer is still very new and it's undergoing some experimentation, and stuff is in beta. Like there is a boss randomizer that randomizes some bosses. It's still in beta to truly randomize because it's extremely difficult. This game is a lot more sophisticated than boss randomizers on Super Nintendo games like Free Enterprise, FF4 Free Enterprise. You can stick bosses pretty much anywhere and it just sets their health and stuff. And some are more challenging than others based on level and such and versus their actual abilities. But, the game doesn't crash because certain bosses in a certain place. But in KH2, that can't. There's a lot of stuff that was done with this. The first quote-unquote randomizers of this game that I saw were actually things that Sonic Silver Shadow 2, who made this randomizer, did playing around with the coding, and he randomized it by shuffling things around himself and choosing where they went and making sure that everything worked before giving those out to people like Bizkit047 and other Kingdom Hearts streamers to let them play this randomizer and experience that. And Bizkit always talked about how it was interesting and cool to him that so many bosses could work in different areas, but it's still not perfect. So we're not doing that. We're just doing the item mod, and I've spent enough time talking about it. We're starting on critical mode, so we have lots of AP and a few extra abilities. It is more difficult, but hopefully I'll get stuff that'll make it easy for me. To make things a little easier, I've turned on 3 times experience gain and 5 times form gains, makes things a bit easier. And I'm going to let most of the visual, the rest speak to it. We start out not with Roxas and Roxas World and having these cutscenes, but rather we start out here in the Station of Serenity, and we get to choose our path. Now, these are all different, but they're also randomized, so generally people will just grab the sword unless they want to take a risk on one of the others. It's kind of just like everything else. Unless you spoiler log the abilities to know what you'll get, which kind of has a sense to it. If you spoiler log only the abilities you gain, so you can pick your favorite of those three, it kind of doesn't matter. It's all totally random. So here we are in the Garden of Assembly. This is where, kind of interesting too, I never noticed that the roof is kind of gone to it, and you can see Hollow Bastion beyond. But this is where, of course, you fight the data org battles in the original game. This isn't the real Garden of Assembly. It still exists, but it was a room copied and placed in the middle of the Kingdom Hearts universe in order to be a hub to visit the worlds in any order. So it's an open world, kind of like Free Enterprise, only more so. Only a few areas are kind of gated, like 100 Acre Woods and stuff, and all of these portals are going to lead to places. So let's go ahead and open up all these gates first. And there you get the cutscene of everything rising, and now we can loot chests, and the first chest gives us Namine Sketches, which is pretty much useless. And in most modes, most of the key items are pretty much useless. Aerial Finish is kind of nice. An Elixir, which is kind of good safety. I'm hopefully not going to use that for a long time. One of the things that's randomized is Kingdom abilities. Drive Converter. Oh, that's bad. I need to get a new Kingdom key or else I'm not going to get any money whatsoever. Let's see. Otherwise, abilities. I can turn on, I can start with Retaliating Slash, which I kind of like, although most people don't, and Magnet Splash, which is really good, and Glide. I started with Glide. That's why you do critical, so you get more abilities. So it'll say that you found like Glide level 2 or Glide Max or, the other growth abilities. They just can't code that properly. They have to, because of how everything is distributed into the random pool, the levels are there, but what they're actually programmed to do is to increment your ability. So you won't find Max Glide and suddenly be Max Gliding, and then find Glide level 1, and suddenly your Glide will drop back down. There was a weird thing when Bizkit first did it, and he didn't apply the patches right or something, and so he got all of the abilities separately, and they were what they said, so he had to equip only the highest level ones he had, but that's unique. It shouldn't work normally like that. Now here, there are 13 worlds through the 13 portals. In addition, there's this area which goes to Space Paranoids, instead of accessing the computer on Hollow Bastion, so you don't have to go through Hollow Bastion to get it. And similarly, here is 100 Acre Woods, which has 3 free checks for us. Like any randomizer, everything you do is a gamble. Anything can be anywhere, and this is pretty darn open, so you can do a lot of stuff, just whatever you are comfortable with doing. With my skill, there's a limited amount, so we're going to be doing a lot of safer checks first, and a little bit of grinding too, so that I can get levels for additional abilities and things. Synth items are generally pretty useless, unfortunately. Money Pouch is useless. Frost Gem is useless. So, unfortunately, 100 Acre Wood didn't help me here. I can't go further into 100 Acre Wood until I get Torn Pages. Another thing to note, I have had a lot of trouble getting controllers to work on my computer for some reason. So right now I'm using an Xbox One controller, and PSCX doesn't like it. I'm supposed to use triangle to need to do that, right? It doesn't recognize the second stick at all properly as being a second stick. So instead of allowing me to look around, it just affects the command menu like so, just like the D-pad does. So I have no way to look around except by moving, which makes this a little bit more difficult too. So anything I do that's easy, I feel no shame about, because I am operating under a bit of a handicap. Plus, there is a bit of input lag on PlayStation emulators to begin with as well. So we're going to grab a couple more free checks here. There are 3 free items you can get out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. With Magnet Splash, I might be able to gain some levels in Disney Castle, where I like to start. It's a good place to start. Oh, I need to grab other people's items too. I also need to check Donald's and Goofy's abilities to see if they have anything that can help out. Or even items. Sometimes the stuff... It looks like I started with all abilities, but I think sometimes you can start with an extra weapon for somebody or something. Ping has drawn item boost. We don't want to withdraw anyway, although I'm not going to be using it anyway. Donald starts with MP Hastiga on his basic weapon. That's pretty crazy. Thunder boost and item boost, which are both pretty useless, unless I load them with potions so they can keep me healed. Defender is okay. MP Rage doesn't do much good. Protega at least decreases damage he gets, so he's going to be the better option right now. But we're not actually going to be adventuring here yet. It is one of the early worlds, so this is one of the better places to go. But I'm just specifically here to grab the 3 chests that are in this area. Limited Mushroom Shield for Goofy. That might be really good. Reaction Boost. So I'll do more with reaction commands. A Moon Recipe, which isn't any good. Okay, Goofy. Sora, let's go ahead and turn on Reaction Boost immediately. See if this is any good for Goofy. It'll be a lot of attack. And it's the same Protega. Okay, so he is going to beat up some enemies for me with the 14 attack. That might help me out in Disney Castle. And then the next place I can grab 3 totally free items is actually Pride Lands. Now, if you can kill the first 2 dinosaur heartless monsters, they have to fight in Pride Lands, and there is a little trick to do it even level 1 at critical without any, a lot of abilities. But I have tried it and done some damage, but it's not really all that good. All the cutscenes are still in the game, so if you wanted to try this more, you could set everything to vanilla and just play through the game kind of open form. Form boost is okay, but not that good. Now, air combo boost is very good. So that was pretty worth it. And energy crystal. Which is, of course, being a synth item, is not any good. Okay, not going to worry about that yet, but air combo boost is good. So now we're going to go to here, and I'm going to go ahead and do the safe play and not play around in this room. I'm just going to grab the chests and run. I've often tried to get some free experience on the relatively weak-ish shadows, although they can one-shot me, which, if you're playing critical is a lot of one-shots throughout most of the game, especially if you're not playing it super safe and gaining a lot of levels as you go and picking the defensive options. But the other thing that makes this difficult is that the control scheme is actually, ouch, 1 hit and I'm nearly dead. I forgot to put on more potions. Torn pages so I can do more in Pooh Bear Land, which is nice. Mithril Crystal is pointless. Oh, darn. But in original Japanese, the controls for X and O are reversed. And actually, it's kind of an interesting thing. There's a little bit of a history there because of the Japanese reading. Oh, and there I got killed. Yep. Guy flying hits me. I'm dead. I'm going to go ahead and equip a couple of potions here and not the elixir. And see what's customized where. I don't have any haven't found any armor, have I? Darn. Okay, not abilities, customized. Let's put, I have fire already? Okay, that's good. Put potion there so I can heal myself for now if I really, really need it. I'm going to grab everything anyway. Normally, if you're playing this, you should pay attention to what chests are where in case you get killed like this. Then you know not to grab it. Like that mithril stone. I probably should try to ignore that. Those flying eggs are some of the most dangerous things here. There are a couple of soldiers that are relatively tough. Ruins map, of course, is pointless. Again, I have no ability to look around except by moving too, which makes this a little bit harder. But on the Super Nintendo, they didn't bother to reverse controls for the English, so the Japanese on all of their games generally have your right... Oh, a ribbon. That's nice. I can throw that on for a lot of good protection. Now I need to get safety past these guys. There are a lot of shadows, but they take a bit to attack, so this area is a lot safer. Now there's one chest in here to grab really fast. Original Japan, the right button, which they made A, and that is select, and then the cancel button is the left button, which is X or B in the case of the original Nintendo controller, and then adapted to Super Nintendo. And so they kept that in the English for whatever reason. When the SNES and the NES came over, most of the controls were still that way. But when PlayStation came out, Sony was thinking, you know, this is, since we're going to English, they're more likely going to be, you know, since they read left to right, they are going to focus on the left button more as a select button, and therefore we should make our X button, which is our left of the bottom row, select, and then make the circle cancel. But in Japan, the PlayStation still follows the way that Nintendo does. Your circle is select, which is actually Japanese code too. They often use in game shows and other things and forums and stuff, they use circles and X's a lot. Circle designates a yes or an accept or a go forward or correct, and X is no or you got it wrong or something like that. So it makes sense on the PlayStation controller. And so because of when they reversed all that, they reversed the whole thing. So what I'm saying is this Japanese, since this is a port of the Japanese game, it's using circle for attack, actually, and X for jump. Totally reverse of what's intended. There are a few patches you can apply in addition to the other patches that have translated the game to English. Some people have made patches that they can use to reverse those controls back. I'm not going to do that because even though it is throwing me off a little bit when I'm going back to PS4 Kingdom Hearts games, but the thing is that I actually have several of these kinds of action games that have different control schemes and stuff that are totally different anyway, and I've gotten used to swapping between them. It annoys me a little bit, but I get used to it, so I'm just going to deal with it. So even though I could fix it, and it does cause me a little bit of problem, and I'm not going to be super blaming it or whatever because it's not that big of a deal. Exceeding power. That's a recipe, I think.
This way. Let's go.
So level ups can have powerful items in addition to abilities and stats. All of your stats, actual stats are going to be on level ups, but level ups will have other stuff in as well. Your HP increases also you won't find in chests. They're tied to boss battles, but not always the same battles.
Let's go.
But this room right here is the main reason why I like to go to, and it's very unfortunate that I have drive recovery on my only Keyblade. Because that means it's turning a bunch of money orbs into drive recovery orbs. And of course, I don't need drive recovery because I don't have a drive to use yet. But, oh, aerial dodge. That's nice. Max, even though it won't be max, it'll be level 1. But yeah, this is a very safe, not fast, but a pretty safe, relatively fast actually, way to level up in the early game to get a bunch of abilities and some extra stats so that I can do a lot of the early checks. The very first run I ever saw of Bloody Bizkits did this strat. He only killed some of them, he doesn't grind the whole room. I'm going to go ahead and grind the whole room though because I'm bad at the game and I want some safety. It's just like totally free with Mini to do this. I've already gained like nearly 10 levels or something. Again, I do have triple EXP on, so I am gaining a lot more than I normally would, which the way it actually functions, it isn't actually triple XP, it is rather 1/3 EXP level requirements. But it effectively is the same thing. It only applies to Sora, it doesn't apply to my friends, which means that Sora's going to way out-level them, although that also feels really good. I like it when the main character is high level compared to the rest.
This way. This way. Let's go.
Oh, Blizzard already too, that's nice. Okay, let's swap some customize around then. When you first get the item, we have transitioned already, so it doesn't matter. But when you first transition, things get a bit different. And here I'm going to put ether, although I won't have that on yet. Although I almost have a reason to. Okay, so I picked up aerial dodge. I still have form boost, but I still don't need it because it doesn't do me any good. I got a ribbon. I haven't got an accessory yet, and I haven't got another keyblade yet. Haven't got anything for Donald or Goofy. I did get the limited mushroom, which is just better than his other one. When I get enough money, which is going to require another keyblade so I don't drive convert, I need to look into getting a lot of potions, then I can throw them on Donald and Goofy and have them help keep me alive. Speedrunners don't want that, of course, because they can do better than Donald and Goofy can with the items, but I am always willing to have a little bit of help. So it is one of the problems in this game of choosing to ignore bosses and just do checks, which I've seen a little bit of in the speedruns. Because the bosses take up a lot of time and don't give a lot of rewards, it's easiest, unless there are chests that you can only get after beating those bosses. However, since HP rewards are still on boss fights, you need to... Oh golly, now Appalachian Mushroom Plus. Aerial dodge, so nice to have early. Connections proof. Okay, there's one of the 3 proofs. So that's the other thing about this game, is that it's an open world randomizer, so how do you beat the game? Well, you have to beat Final Xemnas, but in order to give you a goal to strive for, in order to beat Final Xemnas, you actually, the final fights with Xemnas, after the first fight, the very last fight you can do in the world that never was before you're blocked is the Xemnas 1 fight at the skyscraper. And then it seals off, and you, in order to use the door at the end to reach the final battles that come after that, you have to have the 3 connections. So you see I've got the bronze crown there on Osora because I found one of the proofs. Normally you would get these 3 proofs from beating Data.org, beating Terra, and then finally doing all the Mushroom 13 stuff, as you saw I did in my run, in my journey video of KH2. I got 2 of the crowns by defeating Data.org at the very end there and defeating Terra after a very long struggle. So that's nice, but otherwise... But here, you won't find them there. They're in other places. Connections proof is needed to fight Terra. Terra is one of the things that I've turned off because I could barely beat him on beginner. I don't think I can beat him on critical no matter what level I am and what I have. So I'm just not going to do it. I've also turned off the Data.org for the same general reason. So the first place I'm going to do to complete an area is here. Now you may notice it says Axel's data are there waiting for an enemy. So Bloody Biscuits did a great video that showed how to set this whole thing up. And I will recommend that. I'm going to go ahead and find the link and put it in the description if somebody watching this, for some reason, mine is the first one you found instead of all the actual good people out there. There's a link to it so you can find the video. Set this up yourself if you've got the ISOs and the BIOS in order to do the emulation for this thing. It's slightly wrong in that you are supposed to apply these particular patches that they use to the game in a specific order to translate this properly, because it's supposed to say the world that we're going to. I tried to fix it once, it didn't work, so I guess I have to apply each patch individually. I've decided it isn't worth the trouble to do because I know what all the worlds are. They are different symbols. You can tell that these are the world symbols. That's Olympus, obviously. That's Halloween Town. You saw I went to Milan World there. This is Twilight Town. There's only a couple that aren't super obvious, and once you're used to them, it's really easy to know, so I don't care. I can go and get more poo stuff as well. I think I'll do that right after this. Now, you could save up and do all of the poo stuff at once, because the only room that can have torn pages in Pooh's area is his first house, because they don't want torn pages to be possible to be gated behind other torn pages. There's only a little bit of logic that needs to be done in this game, but they generally assured that certain things that are requirements will not be found in places. So Oh, I should check both of those now. I have a new mushroom staff, Blizzard Boost, which is more attack, which is the only reason I'm throwing that on, because otherwise it's used. Glacial Mushroom gives teamwork, which is a limit, actually. I think I'll go ahead and do that, because I have no other limits right now, and teamwork isn't really great, but it's better than nothing. You need glide too before you really can glide a lot, but and aerial dodge more, so you get a little bit higher up. But you can still move around a bit with glide, and having glide and aerial dodge is fun. Now, interestingly, Sora is permanently in his regular outfit, but during the cutscenes and stuff, it'll go back to showing Sora. And when we're in Roxas World, we will have Roxas. I'm going to wait to do Roxas World, not because it's hard, but because it's one of the funnest things to me in the randomizer is doing Roxas World when you have a lot of growth abilities and a lot of and limit form, because you can actually use limit form, and it's the only real ability you can use with Roxas. It's pretty amusing to see. We'll just see that when it comes. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that I have Magnet Splash is really powerful at this point in the game. There's a lot of things it's useful for. Since it pulls in that many enemies, it does a lot. So if I can do aerial combos on these guys and get that, it makes it pretty easy. And with all the levels I gained in Disney Castle, this my Magnet Splash is powerful enough to one-shot all of these low-level guys. This is technically the second world we should be doing level-wise, because you would normally start with Roxas World, its lowest level. Oh, Hidden Dragon, thank goodness. I can take off Drive Converter Keyblade. I don't care what it is. I want it more than Drive Converter, at least at the moment. Drive Converter is very good under certain circumstances, and it has Combo Boost, one of the best abilities. It increases the damage your ground combos do, and it is incredibly powerful for... It's on Decisive Pumpkin, and it is the reason why Decisive Pumpkin Blizzard Boost. I can actually use that now already, since I already have Blizzard. Aerial Spiral now. Golly, getting all the good aerial abilities. Aerial Finisher. I need a Finishing Plus in order to make use of some of them, though. Because it increases the damage of the final hits of your thing, and to have it on Hidden Dragon would make Biz cry. I don't think Hidden Dragon is as bad as all that, because it is the same stat-wise as Kingdom Key. It's one more magic. So if you're in a magic set, it's better than Kingdom Key. So as much as he rags on it, because of its ability, he still hates it. Oh, it has a good ability, it's going to make me cry. Well, it's just because he thinks of it badly in the normal, but... it's not all that bad if it's got a good thing. Right now it's better than Kingdom Key for a couple of reasons. Let's see. I do need to try and do save statey stuff once in a while as well. Okay, there it is. Saving. Because this has crashed on me before and I would hate to lose a lot of progress, so I need to remember to save every once in a while. I really ought to do it after I come out of each time I come out of the world. There's a decent amount of chests here, and it's pretty easy once you've cleared out the throne room of the castle, so I like coming here first. Oh, dodge roll. I'm not. I might equip that for a bit, so I have a defensive ability and a defense boost. Defense boost, not that. I haven't equipped any, and I did equip those. Dodge roll, still no form boost because I don't need it. Lowest level shadows, 1 experience point for killing them. One of the fights you can death abuse, especially on critical, but I agree with a couple of other people that I saw. I think Bloody was the one, or BizKit047 was one who said that he doesn't think that you should, if you're not speedrunning this, just die to speedrun death battles that you normally would die to, because you might as well try and get the experience. You need it. You can skip other things, of course. Aerial dodge up these stairs is really good. But otherwise, should get used to what you've got. Here's aerial spiral. Fire's really good for these shadows, and it's nice to have at this point, since it covers an area for a short time. Normally, of course, when you're coming up here, as you may recall, you don't have any abilities whatsoever. The biggest problem for me playing this is not having the maps. Most people are like, oh, maps, worthless chest. I am going to rejoice whenever I find a map for an area I want to go to. And there might be some, especially if I were playing on beginner, where it would be a little bit easier to for me to sequence break, or to go out of the normal sequence at least, even though it isn't technically breaking in this open world. I might let whatever maps I find send me to areas and would just play that way, because it just would make it easier for me to get around. Give me all that money and stuff. Now, I need to check there. You may have noticed a guy sitting there at the bottom of the entry, the garden of assembly area. He sells some items, basically all of Donald and Goofy's buyable items, I believe. There's quite a lot of them in any case, so, but it might be all of them so that you can find if he has any buyable items. You don't have to go to specific worlds to find items that might have valuable skills, because Flare Force can be on a Donald weapon. Oh, need to get this chest. Gaia Belt, another good piece of armor if I get another armor slot. Pick up a few more checks here from what would be our first drive form, although we aren't likely to get it. Naturally, I'm going to want Limit and Final Form as soon as possible. I'm going to try and play this without the spoiler, but especially since it's on critical and I'm not racing anybody, I'm playing on my own, I reserve the right to go check out spoilers at any time if I really feel stuck. But most especially, I really want to, especially since I'm recording this, I really want to find Limit Form before Roxas World if I can, so that I can show it off as part of it, as well as Quick Run is the other one. I can't use Dodge Roll. That one breaks the game, but you can actually use the other growth abilities in Roxas World. So now the next place we need to go to level-wise is Twilight Town, but I actually have some torn pages I can use. So I think I only have one. They're gone now, so yeah, there's only one, it looks like. You have to do all the Pooh mini games because they open up rewards for you. You also have to do the Atlantica mini games, so I turned off Atlantica because those are a pain. Oh, Fenrir Keep. That's nice. Where are the other two chests? I always miss them and have a hard time finding them. Oh, there's one. There are like 3 in almost every area, so 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Where's the 3rd? There it is. And now pick the picture. Yay. They've talked about using some of these as possibly ways to gate some of the second visits and stuff, so there's a little bit more stuff that happens to the world, as it were. Progression. So you can see here that it says circle to hit instead of X and O. For the most part, it doesn't really matter what score you get here. Just as long as you manage to beat up most of the things and save Piglet before time runs out. I'm not sure if destroying more of these things actually gets you to the point where you would rescue Piglet faster. I don't think it does. And I've never been bad enough at this part to lose poo enough times that it might slow you down if it does, which I'm not even sure about. I guess that there must be ways to lose time because there is a time thing here, but I really don't think that even my being bad at it slows it down more than maybe just a couple seconds to clear the screen right before Piglet shows up, and then grabbing Piglet as quick as possible. Takes about a minute and a half regardless, but whatever. This at least is the simplest minigame. The only one I really don't like in KH2 is the cave. I hate the cave. Just having that meter and having it run out while you're trying to explore the cave and grab the chests and everything and getting everyone to follow you and then bees showing up. It's just awful. I just need to remember to use magnet to kill all the bees because that's the fastest way to do it by far. And there's Piglet. And I saved him frame perfectly, I think, or nearly. I lost only a couple frames there. I could have left also without doing the mini game, but I would need to do it before the next one would open up. So for my next torn pages I need that. So let's see. I didn't really get much though, did I? Didn't get any new abilities. Didn't get any. Oh, I got Fenrir. That's the one thing I think I got that was interesting. Magic Lock-On. Meh, I'd rather have Combo Boost, although that's a lot of strength for early game. And I got Gaia Belt, but I need Ribbons better. I need another armor slot, which will come from beating bosses or boss-like events. So Twilight Town 1 does not have a lot of a whole lot of checks, but it is another few checks that are very easy at least. So again, because I'm bad and I'm not really racing, I'm going to be focusing a lot more on easy checks rather than fast checks. But when you're racing this randomizer, you treat it like every other randomizer. It is certainly a that was pretty cool. Made some distance while the Moogle was trying to talk to me. But when you're racing this game, like you're racing any randomizer, you want to try everything as a gamble. And so the best way to play the game usually is to minimize the danger of your gamble. Hahaha, thank you, funky thing, for helping me out with that security system. So sometimes people will do something crazy and it pays off. I mean, and that's like your gambler gut feeling kind of thing. There's never any real sense in it. And sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. I was watching the SMZ3 randomizer tournament they've got on Speed Gaming recently, and in the Andy versus Ivan match that was to determine who goes to the actual tournament, Ivan won because Andy decided the seed was just really trolly, and Ivan decided to bank on Pedestal having something. And so the time he spent doing the pendant dungeons and going and getting the Pedestal check, because it didn't have anything good, it cost him the game. They both were, at the time he decided to do that, they were neck and neck. He just believed that he was way far behind because that seed had just been so awful. I always want to look for chests in here, but there are none. And so that's the kind of thing that happens. But again, I'm not racing anyone. I'm just playing the game. And so I'm going to be doing easier things because I don't want to waste time by dying continually on harder stuff. Disney Castle is worth it because you get through that first room and all the awesome stuff there, and you get a lot of rewards, especially all those levels that make everything else safer. But One thing I do like about this Japanese setup is that jump into glide makes a lot more sense. I always felt that it was really cumbersome on PS2, especially after doing KH3, where glide is off the same button as jump. You just hold it when you're in the air, and your jump button while you're in the air, and you start gliding. Magnet Splash for the win. Also, having air combo boost on magnet with this Magnet Splash really helps out too. Got a little quiet there because after getting hit a couple times by the samurai, ooh, finishing leap. Oh, wow, that's actually really nice. If I can remember to use it, it goes off a square. That's one that's actually easier in the English because it's the same kind of concept. It's easier to go from X to square, just slide your thumb over, than it is to go across from circle. So while it's easier for them to go into glide, it's easier for us, even though I never did it in English. Gull Wing, okay. Let's see what that's got. One of the more interesting looking Keyblades. Sends us to Blizzard Boost. Okay, so if I need to do more Blizzard damage, I want to throw on Gull Wing. Rising Dragon also has Blizzard Boost. Does it have more attack? It does. So he doesn't have any spells, so attack is better right now. That's the biggest problem, is that if Donald doesn't start with a good spell, he is almost entirely useless. Goofy, especially on beginner, will be able to kill things if he gets a high attack shield, and what his abilities he has almost don't matter. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do, again, in ease of order, we'll go ahead and do Land of Dragons. Should be pretty easy. I'm really not liking not having a any limit besides Goofy or any how much money do I have, by the way? 235? Yeah, not enough to do much with. Not having a drive form is really awful as well. Finishing leap, put that on. Really don't need any. I have fire for this at least, which helps out. And I'm also so powerful, I'm going to totally one-shot most of these. Unfortunately, because it's critical, they're also going to 2 or 3-shot me. Trying to use some fire, it actually might be better to do finishing leap into ooh, power boost. That's nice. I'll take boosts like that. I've also turned off absent silhouettes for pretty much the same reason. The time it would take me to kill them versus the rewards that they would give me just are not worth it. So we're probably not going to be seeing this fight them, but oh well. Sorry about that, but I'm just not that good. And we're going to go ahead since we're here. Oh, another aerial dodge. Excellent. Where's my potion? There. Promise Charm. Okay, I wonder if I can use the Promise Charm yet and get some free experience. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. So Promise Charm is like the game's version of a pass. They added it to enable you to very quickly make it to the end of the game without having to fight through the battles of the world that never was. But it can also be a trap, kind of like the pass can, because you think, okay, I've got the pass, I don't want to bother searching the moon because that wastes the time I would otherwise skip. But there might be a check in the world that never was, one of the items you need. I kind of like having it be the crowns because it's a visual indicator. You can see your progress by seeing the level of the crown on your head, bronze, so I've got one. And you can also see the... it gives just 3 items you need to find in this treasure hunt to win the game. Because otherwise, you know, you could just, if you could fight well, if you just need to find a couple items, go beat Xemnas, you know, whenever you feel like it. But having that luck element involved in making the checks and finding the items that are actually needed are good too. Woo. I need to remember to use Finishing Leap too. It's actually decent to use. Especially against those. It's actually probably really powerful against them. Because they're hard to stun, but you can do just 1 hit into a Finishing Leap if you can get that hit off. Golly, landed and then immediately went into the thing. Okay, those 2 are quick to do. Those air hits are good. Hooray for the air hits. Magic and a mithril crystal for making 17. Yeah. Ooh, AP boost. Okay. AP boosts aren't super duper great, but they're good to be collecting. They're a lot better than any of your synth crystals and stuff. And I can use them to get up enough AP points to be able to equip most of the things that I really want. Okay, let's do some Finishing Leap into air combos here. Except that I, again, hit the wrong button because I wasn't used to it. I was hitting it, come on. Gonna blame that on emulator dropping my inputs. Protect belt, okay, more armor, if I get armor. Plots. Leaf bracer, important to me, but I don't have cure yet, so it actually doesn't do me any good. Oh dear. Woo! Scary. Since you don't gain hit points for levels in KH2, golly, I have Blizzaga now, and potentially 2 Blizzard boosts. My word. I think I'm going to equip my... Okay, which one gave me Blizzard boost? Was it Fenrir? No, Magic Lock On. Gullwing, which is also +1 magic, so over the one I'm using. So, definitely. And I haven't done anything, so let's go ahead and save. Because it's technically the same emulator, I have saves from previous little attempts at the randomizer, but I don't want to load them up because things will crash if I have a different seed on it. I have no idea what'll happen. It won't be pretty. Bound Illusion. Manifest Illusion, as they're called in the regular thing. Trinity Limit, yes! Okay. Putting on Trinity Limit instantly. It's not as good in Japanese KH2FM, but it's still decent. And most especially, it's important mostly as a get out of jail free card if I get in a lot of trouble. Although it takes all your mana, so you can't use it. That's what I wanted. Get out that attack. Ouch, that was not what I wanted. I have Blizzara, though. I should just, bam, use that. None of your other companions besides Donald and Goofy are in any way randomized, so they are actually some of the more reliable companions to use. Ping, of course, is, in some ways, if you want to save Land of Dragons, it might be a good idea because you're forced to use Ping early, and Ping has no abilities. You saw two things, item boost and draw, which are almost useless, unless you try to turn her into the medic and give her potions to use on you, but not recommended. She doesn't get anything until she takes off her armor and becomes Mulan. And then she gives you a really cool limit and stuff, but... Okay. I mostly just did that to clear out those guys. Magnet Splash is going to be really strong in this fight. Hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of kills with it. Already killed 45 Heartless. 60 Heartless. Magnet Splash, good. Another level, magic and defense, nice. Getting a little bit dangerous there, but I think I got a lot of money too. Okay, Mulan. Let's put on take off auto limit, fire boost, and hyper healing is good, and then let her go ahead and do her thing. Okay, so now she's a valuable companion. Also, look at her hit points compared to the rest of the party. So yeah, those companions that you have are pretty darn useful. I should have probably swapped in Goofy earlier. Luckily, he came in auto there. I still haven't got an accessory, right? And I didn't get any other things, so... I haven't gotten much at all, have I? I just need to check every once in a while because I'm always afraid I missed or forgot something. So I'm going to be doing a lot of those menu checks. So you may notice the, you may have recognized that the weird symbol that was of this world that I came through is that Chinese symbol there. I'm not sure exactly what it means, or it's a representation of a particular emperor's dynasty or something, but that symbol is the symbol that's on the door. This symbol that they use is what they repurpose for the symbols on the doors. So it was a very good idea, nice thing to use. I love the speed runs when they use the limit there to fly through this area, but of course I have glide, so I don't need to use that. Okay, for this area, I think I'm going to go ahead and use Mulan's Limit to try and safely deal with these guys.
Let's do this together.
I'll handle this.
Mushu. Back off. For China.
Fire.
Excellent. My pretty darn high levels combined with the power of that limit made that easy. Now, I almost wonder if I want to swap in somebody else for Trinity, but Mulan is just so much stronger than Donald and Goofy right now. So I think I'm going to go with my Blizzard Boost strat here. We're going to go to Gullwing instead of a high potion. Going to do regular potion, auto those, and ether. So I have an ether ready. I have that on customized circle, right? Yeah. So I'm going to try to Blizzard Shan Yu to death. Notice I don't have scan yet either. That is a random ability. It could be on Keyblades. There's an extra one that's on a dummy Keyblade that was added called Detection Saber, which I'll explain when I get Master Form, but... Has my thing recharged yet even? Yes, it has. Yeah, he's in his DM again already. Oops, not what I wanted. There we go. I knew that that would do a lot of damage to him. 2 Blizzard boosts and Blizzara already. All I'm doing is shooting him with ice, and it myrtleized him pretty darn well. He has this annoying DM phase that makes him invincible. He's one of the ones who has the big one on that, but... Okay, so that's Land of Dragons. We'll go ahead and do Beast Castle next. It's also pretty easy. So I didn't get anything really good from that. I wasn't even paying attention to what ability I might have gotten. We'll go ahead and go back to Hidden Dragon. I got an accessory slot for beating him. Great, but I have no accessories. Okay, let's check Mr. down here. Maybe I can get Flare Force or something, which again, is not as good as it would be in the thing, but... Okay, Auto Limit, Goofy Tornado, Hyper Healing, Item Boost, Thunder Boost, once more, which is one of the better ones, but pretty weak stats. Hyper Healing, MPK, Donald Blizzard. So I can buy him Wisdom Wand and he'll be able to Blizzard, but that takes 2,000. And then the Knight Defender is Auto Limit, which doesn't help a lot. So okay, nothing super duper good on those besides the Blizzard, but I'd rather give him like Thunder in most circumstances anyway. On the other hand, it also doesn't mean I can't buy Flare Force and get that really fast, which is unfortunate, so too bad. Let's go to Beast Castle next. Where they place some of these things do make sense and are kind of clever, so at least there's a little bit of a help there. Zaldin was the one messing around with Beast Castle, so it makes sense that he's here. Also, weird place to save state it, but I haven't saved in a bit. And... Whoops. Not what I wanted to do. All right. Isn't there a chest in this room? No, we don't even get a chest. Okay. I don't think there are any chests in entrance hall either, which always bothers me. It looks like there should be some. Especially since there's a couple of similar worlds in, you know, with the castles in the early BBS world specifically I'm thinking of, and their entrance halls like this always have chests. We're going to go to Belle's room first. Just to get it. I don't think you actually, if I remember right, you don't actually need to do this, but I like coming here. We quickly get warped here, get to grab a couple of chests, and then get a couple more on our way back. Of course, you could also do this the next time you're coming, but it works. Thunder! Now I have Fire, Ice, and Thunder. Can't use it until I transition, though. Even if you have an empty slot where magic would normally be assigned to customize, it just isn't available. You try to look in your magic menu, it isn't there. Now I have it, though, so... customize. Let's go ahead and put Thunder on Triangle, where I generally like it best. Put Potion there. If I have to give myself an Ether now, I'll have to menu it, but oh well, I don't often use items anyway. And now I want to go, well, might as well grab this one. It's right here. 2 items hidden here. Monochrome, new Keyblade. See what it gives. There it is. It's a lot harder to play this when you can't look around. I need to invest in a better controller that I can use for this. I've tried to use set up a PS4 controller to work with this, but I haven't been able to. / I don't care for that much. Although this is actually a world where it would be useful. Kind of. But I think Finishing Leap is a lot better anyway, so... Monochrome as once more. That is one of the suckier things. Since I'm mostly doing air combos, I'm going to go ahead and go for Monochrome. That's the most unfortunate, and something that we're kind of hoping that they will do is get rid of the... get rid of Once More and Second Chance on Keyblades. Now, there are a couple of options you can have. You can even turn off Keyblades if you really don't want the chance of Once More and Second Chance being on it, and let Keyblades have their base abilities. Then you know when you get a Keyblade, because it's already random, since Keyblades are randomized where they're at. You never know if you're going to get Fenrir or... I was mashing really slow there. This should never take 3 cycles. I'm like 1 press away. Yeah, I should have been mashing a little bit harder. That was horrid. But there should be... since Keyblades are already in random locations, you could just make it random by having them. Then you know the abilities they give. Their stats aren't randomized. They're always the same. But you can also actually have action abilities randomized to Keyblade as well. So what they do, but when you randomize Keyblade abilities, what they do is they put all of your abilities, Sora's abilities that he can get, including Keyblade ones and what, all in a pool. And then randomly assign a bunch of them to... assign some of them to Keyblades. So things like Once More and Second Chance can be there. And normally all they would do is have support abilities on there. You can also assign it another good piece of armor that I don't have a slot for. I guess I could give them to Donald and Goofy, but it doesn't really help them that much. So the first time Biz was doing it, he had all the settings on full, including action abilities to Keyblades, which could potentially put like Guard or something on a Keyblade, which is really awful. We definitely don't want that. Oh, I have to go into the room first. Haha, I forgot. And there's a couple chests in here too, so I need to grab those anyway. But, oh dear. Now I'm running out without grabbing the chest. Is there? There is two. Yep, that's what I thought. Serenity Gem. Cosmic Arts. I finally have an accessory and it's a good one. 227. Oh yeah. Not that I need the ability points yet. Oh, Goofy finally got something. Protect. MP Rage, Item Boost, Thunder Boost, all useless. And I still just have Upper Slash, Form Boost, and Leaf Bracer, which do me no good because those require certain other abilities to be useful. But Once More and Second Chance are really important ones. So if they're both on Keyblades, you can never have it. And then other abilities like Combo Boost. Now, the thing that makes it cool and why you do want to randomize them, though, is that sometimes you're going to have some abilities that are good stuck to Keyblades regardless.
Is this pop?
Come on, Mrs. Potts, where are you?
I think this will do the trick.
I might not be able to make it. I've actually gotten really good at doing this recently, but
Yeah.
crap.
Is this pop?
I think this
I've actually been able to one cycle it quite a bit recently. I've gotten better at destroying these. I often have Explosion, though, which lets you really clear out the boxes fast. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh, just barely. Nice. Well, that's good. But you can have, like, all your Blizzard boosts or your finishing pluses and all these things that are cool on Keyblade abilities all assigned to Sora's random pool of regular abilities. And so when that happens, suddenly you can have, you know, 3 levels of finishing plus on base, and that kind of thing is actually pretty cool. But, so it comes with its pros and its cons. When you have a really important ability like Once More assigned, that's when it gets painful. You have to deal with it because you know, they all have to, the Keyblades have to have something. But if you could, but the argument for some of the people playing is if you get those assigned to, oh, reaction boost. Woo! Problem is, I think I'm still almost out of health and coming into this fight. That's awesome. Ah, darn it. I saw that coming. I needed to try and use Cogsworth to stun him. Where's it gonna put me? In here, right? Yeah, I still need to get these items. Sometimes it's safer to go ahead and kill them all. Okay, reaction boost is really nice to have. So, like, you can have, I think, 3 reaction boosts, or maybe it's just the 2. Because you have one on Hidden Guardian, Guardian Soul, and then one base. There's some that you can get 3 of that makes things really powerful. So we're going to stun him, and then Trinity, I think. I've never failed this, but I definitely don't want to do it now. Okay, good. There, more HP, which is really nice. Jackpot for Goofy is good. That's going to give us more prizes from killing enemies. HP orbs, drive gauge orbs, money orbs, all of that. Switch in Goofy because he's the only one with useful abilities. Especially now that he has Jackpot. Let's turn off Protect. I think Jackpot's better than Protect. Protect abilities are only on a couple of his shields. I can't remember what they called them in English, but item boost we don't want, hyper healing we do, and then we need to take his item. He has a lot of good potions. Pretty soon I'm going to be about ready to give some potions to Beast, to Goofy maybe, to keep me healed. Problem is that he'll use them on Donald too, which is a waste. Okay, does Beast's room have any chests? Yes, there's the one back here. No experience, very valuable. Yes, definitely want that. Do a base save. $588 money. Not too bad. I should have warped back and then warped again. Come back into the world. You can't normally warp between... one thing that they did disable, which is a little bit annoying, is the ability to select areas. That's only in the Gummy mission part. You know, the really nice thing about the Garden of Assembly having all these doors is you skip Gummy missions. But since you skip that, you also skip the ability to warp to specific areas. However, if you do go to the world map, aka the Garden of Assembly, and then go back in, they will teleport you to close to where you need to be, or sometimes even to the right area, like Belle's room right after this. So especially if you practice that a lot and get used to it, but I'm very used to running everywhere anyway, so... Aerial dodge to very quickly skip through this area. Oh, I forgot to equip my Blizzard Boost weapon. I was thinking of doing another Blizzard Boost. Victory. Okay, run back here. Oh, I dodged. Knew that would finish him. Unfortunately, I don't have a drive to restore HP or mana here, so that's a bit unfortunate. It might have been a bit foolish to go into that for there, but it's one of the problems of not seeing... I always forget that many of these are multi-stages, too. Ah, darn it. So now I have to fight both again, don't I? I won't give up. Okay, let's have him do it. He has scan. That's hilarious. Round break. Round break isn't bad. Vicinity break, I think they call it in English. When you're surrounded, you start out with a big sweep that hits a lot of enemies. And I think you can go straight from vicinity break into a finishing leap if you square. I'm not very good at doing those, but I think that's a possibility. Okay, so that was Beast Castle. Next would technically be Olympus. It's one that's a lot better to do later on, though, when you have a lot more things. Of course, theoretically, it might not be a bad time since I don't have any drive anyway. But, whoops. Not really feeling it. We're going to go ahead and go to Aladdin's place. It's got a lot of stuff. Some kind of dangerous fights, but also has Aladdin, and he has a few things at least, including a kind of bad limit, but I think it's better than Goofy's. So, as well as a free early fight, one that I can fight and win, but if I die, it's not bad. Actually, finishing off would be nice now too, even though I don't have a summon or a drive, makes it a little harder. But Disney's Castle, the I'm thinking of. There we go. Again, it's very easy to quickly die to that fight, but I got quite a lot of quite a bit of experience out of it. Unfortunately, I'm starting to run dry on really useful things now. I'm really suffering for a form. But now, again, this is an area you can pick up a lot of free chests after that. And again, you could do this one early if you wanted for all the free chests, since you can just die to that fight. But Flash Step isn't too bad. I like the chance to gain some experience from doing them. And if you're level 1, you generally will be one-shotted instantly. Let's see, I didn't get anything new. So yeah, Protect Belt, Gaia Charm, Shock Charm, all good pieces of armor. And I'm stuck in one slot. And I have 2 accessory slots and no accessories to put on. It stinks so much. Maybe I should go ahead and throw some of these on for them. For now, at least. Oh, stock items. I got a defense boost. 2 defense boosts, in fact. I haven't gained a lot of defense otherwise. That puts me at 13. The things I throw on them give them a lot better defense already. Okay, I think that's all the chests here. I'm really bad at remembering where they are. Nope, one more. Circle of Life. Form Boost. That's actually really good for some of my dual-wielding forms later. But there's one more over here I forgot. Slap Shot. Okay. Also moderately useful with certain things. Not one I'm not great with, but something. Okay, so I think now that's everything. Right? No chests in this little market area. Okay, so on to the palace. Okay, Donald for Goofy still, because I still don't have anything good. Aladdin has once more. Auto change, MP haste, item boost, jackpot. Okay, that's all fine. Not that I'm going to be using his item boost. because I'm taking them away. He has a lot of items he equipped. I still only have 3 item slots on Sora too. I haven't gotten too many of those. I am really not liking not having a Oops, I thought I was at the peddler's shop actually. That's definitely why you grab the items when you have the chance there, though, because then things get suddenly dangerous here. Oh, there it is. Sheesh. If you don't grab the items when they're free, suddenly you have to deal with the enemies, and these are actually relatively nasty enemies. Since I'm not an expert at KH2, I don't always remember which order the worlds are in either. Slap shot. Frozen Pride Plus. I see that an awful lot in the randomizer. It's so hard to get normally. Tornado Fusion, which is, I believe, his other limit, Whirligoo.
I'm back.
High jump, yeah. Okay, I think that's all the chests in this area. Is there one more? Well, this one obviously, but oh, skillful ring. Okay, well, not great. Ah, there's one here. Another fire element behind the fire luck thing. Nice. Okay, so let's see. High jump. That was the one I got. I have dodge roll level 2. Didn't notice that I got another dodge roll. And then I got another. Not a best one because I don't need AP at the moment at least, but that's that. Okay. Next dangerous area, after a few more free checks. I could leave this area. I really need to find a drive, though. Having no drive and no summon right now is really frustrating and tough. Draw is nice. That's another good thing to get before Roxas World is a bunch of draws. What was the other thing I got? Oh, strength boost. Increase my stats still more. Well, I have Magnet Splash, which might be enough to, well, I'm already here, though, so. for a Halcom, worthless. Shaman's Relic may or may not be good. Draw. Nope. Glad to have his draw ability on a useless staff. Very dangerous area with those fortune tellers. It's hard to Oh geez. Yep. So I still haven't gotten a lot of hit points left yet. Damage they do is pretty high. Skill recipe. There we go. Hoping for a few more health drops than that. We luckily don't need to worry about them. I'm horrible at this minigame too. It's just hard for me to deal with. I'm horrible at most of the minigames. Luckily, they remove quite a lot of the minigames. Not all of them, but some. Ooh, experience boost. Nice. Certain areas you can abuse that if you... I'm going to go ahead and turn it on because I've been at half health or less quite a lot. Also got that magic boost. Like to use boosts as much as possible because I need every little bit of help I can get. Okay, going to need to switch party to Donald and Goofy for the last part because I do have Trinity limit. That was Vicinity Break. Good job. Wrong place. Darn it. Darn it. Almost. So that was probably a best place to use, honestly, it is about the best place to use Trinity Limit. So hard to deal with the Fat Bandits. Darn it. Whew, there we go. Not bad. Skill ring. I guess I could give it to Air Combo Plus. Not... Sometimes a good ability, in some ways not. I like having a lot of air combos myself, so... There are some situations where it's definitely better to have less, even for me, but... Do a periodic save. Okay, this is the one I was thinking of. Not having Reflect or regular Magnet for this makes it a little tough, but drive gauge powered up. Again, I don't have a drive yet. Oh, goodness. Okay. It's bad enough that I'm going to go to my spoilers soon here. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish up this world, and if I don't get a... There's 2 chests I'm going back for real fast because they are available. And if in the last couple checks of this world, which there aren't many, I don't get a drive form or a summon that I can use, I am going to go ahead and check spoiler and see what I need to look for in before all of the drives are in Roxas world. That actually wouldn't be too bad. I'd be a bit upset I couldn't use Limit immediately, but if all the other forms were there, that wouldn't be bad. I hate that we have to do this again, though. It's a little bit annoying. Only because of the stupid bandits. Otherwise, not hard. Oh, that's my flash step. It's like sliding dash. Darn it. Oh, jeez. Those bandits are so hard to fight around. I should be able, especially with aerial dodge, to jump over them, but they auto-track so much. And then when I think that I've dodged them, they're flames. It's just, jeez. They're a pain for me to deal with. The puzzle pieces are not randomized. They would, I've heard various things, but mostly from the creators, they seem to indicate that in order for the puzzle piece rewards to really be randomized, they would have to be... Okay, there we go. You would have to actually hack the game each and every time and have a different thing for it. Plus, they're time-consuming to gather anyway, so... Although some people, you know, especially those who love... Whew, that was close. Alright, free refill. Good, good. And now there are 2 chests in here. Oh yeah, there are enemies too. I forgot about that. Okay, nothing great. Some people, especially those who just watch randomizers, are like, why don't you randomize everything? Puzzle pieces too, all the more checks, all the more stuff, but at some points it becomes really frustrating. I think Biscuit047 is the only person who did not naturally just automatically say, we're turning Atlantica off. Because the difference between Winnie the Pooh World and Atlantica is that 100 Acre Woods, you have to do a minigame for each 3 chests you open, but you get 3 chests. In Atlantica, you get a total of like 2 or 3 checks, and that's it. It's crazy. So we don't want to have to deal with that. So you have to do all those stupid long mini games, and they're harder to do on emulator too, especially the ones that are. Holy cow! More fat bandits. Very scary. Okay, this fight is moderately tough. Without a drive or a summon. I'm actually... Oh, wrong one. I wanted to use Speedster. That actually worked relatively well, though. Ah, oh, darn it. The limit came back too. Oh, okay, sure. They're close to dead, of course. Are they both close to dead? I'm trying to get the other one too. Why is it always tracked to him? Yeah, there we go. Jeez. Oh, blast it. Oh, again? I can't believe that it gave me 2 Mickeys in the same stupid fight. Odds of that are pretty low unless it was changed in the hack for some of these. So one of the problems with the game with adding multiple hits as well is it allows you to do more damage in a combo, but when you're trying to finish off a boss, you need a finisher, and so it makes it that much harder to get to your finisher because you have to get through more attacks. Which is why, especially the experts and speedrunners don't like to add combos a lot of the time. But a potion get. Okay, I'm going to my spoiler. Here it is. Let us find some forms and see where all of our forms are, because that's the easiest thing to search for. Okay. Okay. Oh, do I have other cups on? That's a problem. Oh, seriously? Okay, I wonder... Where is that exactly? I'm going to go ahead and test. That's the one I really want to show off. Two of my form boosts are on weapons, which is pretty normal. Because that comes out when I look for form as well. So, okay, so Halloween Town is one of them. And then it's Cups and Olympus for 2 of the ones I don't care as much about. And then Memory Skyscraper. If that's the early portion, that isn't bad. But if that's later, that's going to be a problem. So let's go ahead and check this out. Alley to Between. Fragment Crossing. Nope. So yeah, Memory Skyscraper is further on. That's where my limit form is. That's very unfortunate. Because again, I want to get that before Roxas World, but Roxas is really hard to beat without a lot of powerful stuff on, and especially without limit form on this one. So Halloween Town will have some stuff for me though. That's where I'm going to get Final Form and Valor Form both. So I guess it's Halloween Town next, or I could just do Roxas World since I don't have limit form to use. That really stinks. Really stinks bad. Oh, I want to see if I can use the Promise Charm ahead of time. No, this won't activate, I guess, until after I have got all 3 proofs. So, still looking for the other proofs in order to get before I can farm up experience. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to do Roxas World since I'm not going to have limit form. That's very unfortunate. I only have 1 draw as well, which is kind of bad, but oh well. You'll get to see... I don't have Quick Run. Oh, blast. I need to take off Dodge Roll. They skip a lot of the events in Roxas World. These initial things we have to do. Oh, blast. I have to be very careful not to Dodge Roll or I'm going to soft lock the game. all of the runs I've done so far, my limit form has been hidden somewhere very bad. I've only completed one run so far. I can skip this. A beginner run that I did initially. I've gone halfway through a bunch of criticals, but just haven't finished them because I haven't spent the time to take down, and then it takes too long. But every single time, I usually get explosion early. I haven't this time. But they never give me limit form, and that's really unfortunate because I especially want to use it in Roxas world. Do I want attack? I almost want the defense. Because you do get the stat of whatever you choose. You're going to see me myrtleize these guys because I'm so powerful. I kind of actually like the look of the defensive struggle bat. Whee! So you can aerial dodge, and he just goes into a kind of double jump animation. And you can glide, and he stays in his jump animation. He can't dodge roll, though. That's the other thing that I wish I had found was a quick run, because he can quick run, which allows you to quick hop along the ground. Bam bam. Faster than riding the skateboard, even. Okay, now, shall we do some mail delivery? You know, on second thought, I don't feel like doing the mail delivery. Oh wow, I got +2 AP for not doing mail delivery. So it checks the amount of money you have. That's actually how the programming of it works. You're not supposed to do a certain amount of time. You're supposed to gather a certain amount of money. So if you have more money from jackpots and stuff on critical, you have to do less in the first place. But since I've already got so much money, they think, oh, you earned a lot of money for the job. You end up not losing the money either. They kind of give it back in the situations. So it thinks that I got enough for the +2 AP, and you don't actually have to do anything. But it expects you to go into a job, so it gives you a chance to... Now, I don't have Magnet Splash or anything that Sora uses. He just can't use them. I got a combo boost. Okay, That's actually really nice. Especially if I can get my hands on something like Explosion. Then I could forsake defense in favor of using Hidden Dragon's combo boost. Okay, let's turn off dodge roll. Turn on combo boost. Potion. Vanilla potion. I wonder if it has to be vanilla potion for that, so that that thing works. Mithril shard. Eh. I kind of wish that they would get rid of synth items in chests and replace them with something, but I guess that pretty much every randomizer, you have your 3 bombs, you have your arrows, your arrow upgrades, your tiny pieces of heart, things that aren't really great. Basically, the HP up being only on boss fights, though, is actually kind of like... if your aerial dodge is high enough level, you can actually get high enough to attack him and do a couple of hits early. Pretty handy. I'm going to try and kill him. I might not be able to, but I'm going to try and kill him before he gets up. If he does, I'm actually going... If I don't kill him before he gets up after I knock him down, I actually will do so much damage to him, he will immediately go into this phase again. But if you have a high enough aerial dodge, you can actually get up close to his head and land in a couple of hits before the thing gets to you. Especially if you have Combo Master and equipped. The other ones don't work, like Aerial Finisher and stuff, and the Aerial Spiral, because he can't use them, but the Combo Master will help you gain up enough, a high enough aerial dodge, and Combo Master will get you up there. Now, you could just try to forsake the damage here to get into the main part, but I'm actually going to just lay into him. Yep, he is. But that's okay. It means it's free. Slightly more time-consuming, perhaps, than finishing him while he's down there. I'm actually going to kill him with the neck crack of him crashing into the ground. He's going to be so low health. It doesn't take nearly as much time before he goes to this phase the second time, though. Yep. Ooh, a new glide. That's nice. This is a good one to do fairly early because, again, it's the opening portion of the game. It's not very hard. Its difficulty doesn't increase. I just like to do it later because I love having the movement forms. Unfortunately, I'm missing 2 things. Quick Run and Limit Form. It would make it a lot of fun. Limit Form, especially on the struggle fights coming up, it is a blast to use. Oh, I need to talk to him first. Let's see. Did I put combo boost on? Yeah, I did. I'm actually going to put on... Oh yeah, don't use magic either. You can't use magic or things soft lock as well. So there's a lot of stuff you have to be careful of if you're doing Rocks This World later, but go with double... Is this air combo boost? No. Oh, it kind of does matter.
No more playing around.
Not having guard is kind of annoying.
How's this? No more playing around.
Unfortunately, they don't lose a lot of orbs when they're in that state. But if you limit form, you could just like go into Ragnarok and blast almost all the orbs out of them at once. It's hilarious to watch him beat him around. Sora in limit form, he keeps the struggle bat too. That's the other hilarious thing. Not having aerial recovery is a bit of a problem when you're used to it. You still lose this fight though because it takes so long to get the orbs out of him. And he can land crazy hits like that. Especially without guard. Without regard or recovery. Since you lose if you're reduced to 0 health. Well, it looks like I'm just about to win. Usually I can get all the orbs out of him, but I don't have a lot of great things here. It was good enough. Easy peasy.
That's more like it. Don't make me mad. Hey, do I ring any bells yet? Not bad, Buck.
Thunder boost, okay. I've been using my thunder a lot, but a boost will make it more useful. Of course, I already have Fyra and Blizzara too, so... But thunder is more AoE. I just have a hard time with that Axel fight. Crit makes everything a whole lot harder.
My life is a chipping away. Time to ante up.
Jumping too high, I'm jumping over them.
This isn't what we agreed on. This isn't what we agreed on.
Whether you win or lose to Setzer, you
Are you scared of me? I'm not supposed to lose.
you get both items. Just in case, to make sure you don't soft lock yourself, but still make them possibly meaningful. Although they're both useless, so whatever. The metal would have been better. Give myself one more attack. After a few tries, Bloody was really hating on this, his 6th run that he did, before he stopped to play the new Aqua mod that a guy gave him to play Kingdom Hearts 2FM as Aqua, which is really cool looking. But last randomizer I saw him do, he was like, we're not going to Twilight Town no matter what. And the last proof was in Simulate Twilight Town in Roxas World. And that's, guess what, where the last one was, sure enough. He was like, we're not going there. It doesn't matter. He checked finally when he decided to give up and end the stream. Yeah, this is going. Let's see. There we go. Get that back. I really like it because I think it's a lot of fun to do Roxas as this, but most of the good items, it has a lot of items in it, including all these ones here that nobody knows about unless they've been playing the randomizer. But yes, after you arrive here, you can go back and there are chests here just like there are in Sora's Twilight Town. But because of how backloaded it is, he's like, we're not going to do Twilight Town. This is going to do a loss. He was being rather obstinate about it, too, kind of, because everybody in chat was telling him that he probably should go there, and there were a lot of checks there, and he's found good stuff there, but he was just... I'm not sure why exactly he was being so stubborn about that. Part of it seemed to be playfully joking. He obviously does seem to have a distaste for it, because you have to do all those fights, and then finally you get the chance to come here and get all these chests and stuff. But it is quite a gauntlet to get through. I think it was part of it was also to make a point about randomizer checks and the right play and all that. I think it was a really stupid thing to do, mostly because, yes, quick run! I picked up my first quick run here, so now we can use that. Yay. Want to keep dodge roll off, but now. Look at quick run! Whee! We get to skip all the mini games pretty much. The only problem with quick run is it does put you in a weird state when you stop doing it, and a dodge roll level 3. So you have to do a jump or something to turn it off, but it lets you book it. I think that's all the chests that are here, though. So this is actually the finished Sunset Hill. Not the one where you have to go up and grab the bag, because again, they put you on the place in the state as if you'd finished the thing. Now, this is what drives me nuts here, though, is that there are no chests in either this area or in the woods, unlike in Sora's world of Twilight Town. Whee! Hop, hop, hop. Deciding you're not going to do a world because it isn't optimal, quote unquote, whatever, is really silly. Doing it because you don't want to do it because you don't like doing it versus all the things that are around, that's perfectly viable and reasonable, in my opinion. But just going with the rule when you go in and you're not going to do it no matter what, just because. Also easy. Not only do I not have any drives yet, I also have not gotten any I have not gotten any magnet or reflect, anything really powerful, no summons, only Trinity limit, and technically Goofies, but only the weakest limits. So I haven't gotten Duck Flare or Comet, both of which are good. I haven't gotten any summons. I haven't gotten any drives. This is a pretty tough seed. I've gotten a few things. I haven't gotten Explosion either. I've had a few things to kind of help out, but none of the stuff that really makes a strong jackpot. That's nice. Dark City map. Oh, I think there's two in here. There's the other one. Defender. Defender's nice. There's none in Nominee's room, but we get something here from the cutscene. Potion. Mithril Stone. Dodge roll 3. Thunder Boost, Jackpot, Defender. Haven't got Cure either. Since I'm bad, I need Cure a little bit more than the speedrunners do. That's one of the things that a couple of them complained about. They don't... it's so bad and everything that they ended up giving a entirely different thing to Aqua in the Aqua set. He turned it into the Spellweaver finisher that also cures you, just so that it's got the utility, but is also a lot cooler looking and feels better. Hey Stara, that's... or Hey Stara, however you want to pronounce that. Also good. MP Hey Stara. Okay, chests in this room. I don't think there are any. I think you can actually use that beam of light to leave here as well.
Sit. Come here, I'll make it all stop. Burn, baby!
I have Scan. When did I get... Oh, I guess he has Scan in this form. Oh, wow. Again, drive gauge powered up and no drive to use it for. They're actually really deep to see where all the forms are. World That Never Was, Memory Skyscraper, Candy Cane Lane, Magnet, and Halloween Town. Those are some of the easiest. Halloween Town is a slightly higher level area. Not super bad, though, so it's not like a super big deal. But Olympus Cups is the other one. So, which means you have to beat at least the first Olympus. And then go and do the cups, which I think you can do before you do the second visit. Either way, it's really annoying. So there's Roxas World. Normally, you could also have a tracker for this as well. I don't really bother with it that much because, again, I'm kind of good at just remembering most of the stuff I've gotten, and I double check a lot, so that helps out. All right, so I can turn back on dodge roll. Let's go ahead and go collect our forms that we can get. Easy. Then I need to see if it would be worth it to try to get past Roxas to get limit form. Although it's a little late. Golly. I could try to do the cheese on him, I suppose. I guess this is another one where you can get a couple of free checks. I ought to remember that. I can't. Are there any enemies that spawn yet? I do not recall. No, it doesn't look like it. Won't let me go that way yet, because that's to Christmas Card Lane, Memory Hill, whatever. Okay. Lucky Lucky, MP Hastra. And turn that off, and so therefore he's boosted the 2 elements he does use. Perfect. He has 2 ethers for me, which is valuable. There's at least 1 chest in here, I'm sure. A map chest usually. Potion. Maybe it was a high potion. I think this is a fight you can die through, but we're going to try and win it. Couple of chests here, too. That in a vanilla game, especially speedrun, at least a vanilla speedrun, you would just ignore. That's quite a way of saying that he's nearly dead. One chest. There's a chest. These guys are worth some valuable experience. $54 per is pretty good. As nasty as these traps that blast us look, they don't actually seem to do very much. Okay. So 2 chests there, 2 chests there. I can also use, except for Roxas's World, which doesn't have one, but I can use Jiminy's Journal to double check that a map of the area, I think that's specifically for Roxas Twilight Town. Funny that it keeps the exact, well, of course, you know, they didn't play much with adjusting the name, but that's where you first get a map.
Here it is.
Now, I never really noticed when I was playing it, but this dark Christmas costume of Sora's, as well as Donald's and Goofy's, are unique to Final Mix. They weren't in the original KH2. These things are so dangerous.
Prepare to scream.
Those things are very dangerous. Final form, there it is. Serenity Gem. Defender again. So another defender. I can turn on form boost now. All right, let's see what the Keyblade has. So Edge of Ultima. Keyblade familiar called the Ultima weapon. It looks kind of like the KH1 and KH3 ones. Has Jackpot on it. Well, that's not super bad. Yeah, that has combo boost, so that's for... I'm going to go ahead and throw on an extra form boost so I can get more out of it. Unfortunately, Jackpot isn't worth having on a Keyblade. Not over either combo boost or once more. Jackpot's cool because it gives you more things, but I'll go ahead and show it off so the look of it here. See, it looks like a recolored Ultima weapon or a little bit, quite a bit like the KH3 Ultima weapon with the red theme there. Kind of a cross between the two almost. It's a kind of dummy Ultima weapon that's in the game, but it's coded in the game but doesn't exist anywhere. So Sonic pulled it to attach to Final Form so that when you get Final Form, you always have a Keyblade attached because it keeps things from messing up. There's another Keyblade in the system which is attached to Master Form, which we'll probably see, called the Detection Saber. It existed in the coding literally so they could test it for cutscenes to make sure it didn't clip anything. They made it longer than anything. It looks like a Shadow Normal Kingdom key. It doesn't look longer than some of the Ultima weapons, but maybe it was Sonic changed it around a little bit. I'm not sure, or somebody else's assets changed it a bit. It comes with scan on it, so it puts a second scan in the pool. I still don't have scan, though. Yeah. So, it's a pretty cool Keyblade. Its stats are slightly worse than regular Ultima weapon, which makes it one of the better Keyblades in the game. But it does not, without a good ability on it. It has MP Hastera as well. Normal Ultima weapon is HP Hastega. Oh, Sleeping Lion Keyblade. There's a new one. That's got some good stats on it, too. In before it's got guard or second chance. Can't have guard, actually. Sleeping Lion has berserk charge. Okay. Very certain circumstances you can make use of that, but not many. We get to skip the minigame where we're boxing up kids, thank goodness. Woo, they were coming after me. It is so scary playing on crit. Because a lot of things can just one-shot you. Do I have any more? Yes, I got a magic boost. I also need to start using these 15 AP boosts soon. Just got nothing. Oh, missed that chest. Okay, this fight is rough. If nothing else, I can still use my barely leveled final form for it, though, so...
Prepare to scream!
Awesome. And another accessory slot that I have like another ability ring for. So at least I won't have to use effort. Oh wait, did I see Donald fire? Donald can finally have a spell and be somewhat useful. Donald fire! So we can put on MP raid so we can get back. Oh, we got thunder as well. Let's put on thunder boost then. So now his thunder especially, actually. Let's, I can't quite afford that. Well, we'll have him focus on thunder. The thunder boost. Goofy, did he get anything good? He still has nothing he can really use. Yeah, I got one of these, so now I can add skill ring for 4 more AP. Although I still don't really have anything I can do with that. So, I still only have Thunder, Blizzara, and Fyra.
Nice views up here. That's right, away you go.
Yeah.
I'll wash you flat. That's right, away you go.
Yeah.
That's right, away you go. I'll wash you flat. That's right, away you go. That's right,
Prepare to scream.
One of the nice things is they let you, more HP is nice. He turned it down so you don't have to 3-cycle Oogie, one of the longest, most annoying fights in the game. He just hits an HP barrier and becomes invincible after you do so much damage to him. He runs back up. You have to go through it again and swap between things. And there's my Valor form, which comes on Magnet. So the rest are in Olympus. I think we'll go to Olympus next, then. And I'm actually going to do a little bit of spoiler searching. Because this has been not the funnest. That's hilarious. Okay. So luckily, my proofs are not going to be in the world that never was, so I guess I'm just going to have to orphan limit form unless things get really terrible. So my other proofs are going to be in a couple of places. I definitely need to do Olympus because it's got a proof as well in the cups. I wonder if I should turn off the cups. I can't remember how awful the cups themselves are. Hades cup is off. It's the worst one because they usually turn that off in most seeds because it is the awful... I'm looking for the Cloud and Lightning Bolt. Right there. It's the one that's... most annoying, but I don't think the other ones are super bad, but see my mouse cursor here in the game. I have a nice dual monitor setup now. Is that better? I have to make sure the game is on so that my F1 works. Otherwise, even though I can play the game with the controller, if this isn't the selected window, my F1 will not activate its functions for saving. I might have to change that if I use this a bunch with like a timer and stuff. Because I do a lot of text-based games, I've assigned the function keys to my splits hotkeys, and so that would not compute with also using them to try and save state this. Lucky Ring. Lucky is actually kind of awful in this because it's not worth it trying to do synth, so maybe... Oh, my magnet, finally. So probably I should just ignore that. I always like to throw Lucky on, but quite honestly, it probably isn't worth it because it mostly just means more synth mats, which theoretically I guess I could use to make stuff, but it really is you're desperate if you're trying to. This looks like it's back the way we came. Is it? Yep. I get very turned around in these tunnels, especially if I don't have a map. Oh, there we are. MP Rage. Better ability than nothing. It's a lot harder. It's a lot better in beginner when you're really bad and you take a lot of hits, then suddenly all your MP comes back. Moderately useful with limit form too, because using your limits auto heals you and makes you close to invincible. So if you oh, and I need to do magnet. Customize that. Oh, what ability was that? I didn't even notice. Aerial dive, okay. I think it interferes with area spiral. I was noticing I had a lot of problems with whatchamacallit when I was doing that. With lingering will. None of my abilities were closing on it properly. Oh yeah, the fake Keyblade, which is another dummy Keyblade, just basically to MP Rage. That's pretty awful. Let's give that combo boost, I guess. Or I could give it Magic Lock On just for the stats, or Edge of Ultima just for the stats. Any of these would be better. We'll give it Jackpot, so I'll get more things out of it, and it has that attack power. I don't know. In any case, the abilities are pretty much useless, whatever. Magic is useless, so actually if I'm just going to throw something out, Jackpot's kind of okay. Combo Boost would actually be okay. Drive Converter would be okay as well to a degree. Blizzard Boost, Berserk Charge would both be useless anyway, so... Let's just give it Fenrir for the maximum attack power. Oops. Hades Escape is a whole lot easier when you have growth abilities and, oh, darn it, Magnet. Good. Customize. Magnet's going to be very, very good for the upcoming Hades Escape too. Having stronger abilities like Magnet and Reflect, having growth abilities to quickly move out of the way, having more defense to survive. Olympus is... Biz thinks that Olympus is the worst world in the game because of the lack of things you have and how many fights you have to do and all that, and dangerous things like the Hades Escape. There's so many powerful boss fights that can just kill you. Not as much of a worry in in the randomizer, if you come here later with some growth abilities and stuff, with some defense, with things, it makes it a whole lot nicer. Okay, Oren. I'll go ahead and leave him on his healing and stuff. Auto limit off. I'll let him keep the rest. His limit's pretty good. Notice that he doesn't have a lot of abilities because you're not intended to fight with him in these levels.
That's it. Feel the heat. Feel the heat. Feel the heat. Gather. Yeah.
Unfortunately, normal magnet doesn't suck in a whole lot, but got turned around. That's where I want to go. But now at this point, I have so much attack. I'm almost too powerful because I can't hardly use Magnet Splash. There we go. Ooh, high jump from leveling up. That's nice. And now Cerberus is going to be pretty darn easy too, which is good because I've already used too many Mickeys, I think. I've used 3 Mickeys already. That's pretty incredible. I need a bigger aerial dodge and 1 more glide to make it really good. One of the options you can put on, which I have, is that you'll actually get more growth abilities. You can eventually get max growth on your main form, which you normally wouldn't get. Normally, what you have access to in regular Sora is 1 level lower than whatever level you get with your main. So there we go. Potion! Potion, get! Maximum HP for Orin, because they always get what their base is, and maximum HP is most common. But yeah, so when you get high jump 2 at level 3 Valor, that's when you actually get your first high jump. Etc., etc. So you only get your maximum drive speed, your maximum aerial dodge, etc. in those various forms. But the randomizer, one of the other neat things it can do for you is give you the ability to be able to use those super great movement abilities in your main form. What am I at now with all those? High jump 2, quick run 1, dodge roll 3, aerial dodge and glide 2. Once they get to level 3 is when they really are good. I don't have any other abilities I need to equip, right? I'm going to take off an air combo plus so that I can more easily destroy these urns coming up. If I had negative combo, I'd throw that on. These urns get wrecked by Magnet Splash. High-level Magnet as well, especially if you have Magnega, you could just destroy all the urns super easy. But it seems weird that they have minigames like this one, but there are some minigames they didn't remove because you can... You get rewards from them. Had trouble getting the first one off there. When you have rewards from the minigame, they kept in the minigame. When the minigames have no real rewards and they're really annoying, he took them out, so... Tent, get bonus. Get, tent, get. It's pretty easy by now. I probably would have put off Olympus a little bit longer if I hadn't spoiler cheated to look and see that it has many things that I need. Not until the cups, though. That's what's really annoying. Okay, this is like a magic boost, I think, originally, or a power boost. Aerial sweep. Wow. Oh, I don't have the points for Air Combo Plus anymore. Ha! Well, I'm not going to bother with it then. Next time I need to equip something, I will use all my AP boosts. Messed up. Get out of it. These things are more dangerous than Hades' Escape now. Oh, a new Thunder. Now I have Thundara. Nice. There we go. Oh, I have this map too. That makes it a little easier to see things. Unfortunately, I don't have Cure because now would be a very good time to go using it. Just throw it up, have it on cooldown for a bit. Centurion Plus, potentially good for Donald. Speaking of which, I need to actually look his weapons again now that he has a spell. Came from that way. Yeah, I think there are 3 chests in this area. That's the area I need to go to. Chest. At least the rocks don't do a lot of damage. Sweet memories. Okay, so yeah, I think that's everything. Are there only... I think there are not chests on these platforms. It's only puzzle pieces, right? So yeah, that means that we are... Yeah, we are good. Might have gotten 4 chests. Maybe it was only 1. Hard to say. Okay. So I'm pretty sure the way I need to go... Let's see, I can go back up through there, but that is... only to the 2 chests I already floated to, so I don't need to worry about it. Okay, we've got a little area here. There wasn't a chest there, was there? Saw something that looked almost like a chest. Okay, item, Donald has gotten a couple, and something might be better. So Hastega is both on Centurion and on... Shaman Relic has Draw Rising Dragon, which he's using as Blizzard Boost and the highest attack. Precious Mushroom is Blizzard Boost and the most damage, but I don't have Blizzard. I think I'd rather have Hastega for now. He'll do quite a bit less damage, but he'll hit things really hard. This is the best one to find in the early game, I think, so he can hit things before he gets any spells. Whoops. Oh no.
Dance, water,
I'm gonna have to go back for it. Oh well. Okay, Magnet isn't actually good on these things. But the Magnet Splash was great. Getting early Magnet Splash and early Explosion are two of the best things. They're just abilities that do a lot of damage to enemies around you, especially if you can get like negative combo style things or just an Orichalcom Plus. Just an Orichalcom Plus. Ooh, several in this room. That is not what we wanted. Okay, so now we can drive, which is going to make this great. Genji Shield. Palatial Mushroom. Another frickin' Mushroom Shield. Okay, Second Chance and Protega. I think I'm done with teamwork, so maybe I'll go ahead and go just do the 9 Protega. It's probably best. A 5 Second Chance isn't all that great. Second Chance and once more is not as good for Goofy because he doesn't actually stay alive all that well. Oh, Sweet Memories. Aerial Recovery. Aerial Recovery is on Sweet Memories. That is so awful. Which means I'm not going to get Aerial Recovery normally. That is one of the abilities that even is considered a support, so it can go to your Keyblades, which is just awful. Well. They skipped the first part of this upcoming one, too, so you don't have to fight Pete twice, only the once. Let's go ahead and start leveling Valor Form, shall we? I can level it up to level 4 because I have 2 forms. Whoops, wrong one. Castle That Never Was map. Okay. Big mistake to do that. Whoops. I should have stopped spamming that very early on. Oh well. Okay, let's do this right this time. Am I going to be at 0 drive, full drive? Still in this. Okay. I'm actually going to world map. And I'm still going to be in this form, but I can turn around and go back in, and that should revert my form and give me back my max. There we go.
Hey, Sora!
Cosmic Ring, wow. Okay, so that was a quick level up. Oh, Peter Pan, nice. Feather Charm is Peter Pan. Everybody's first thought is that Feather Charm is Chicken Little, because nobody pays attention to the names of the things. Generally, they just know they get it in the speedrun, and Feather, Chicken Little. I thought myself this as well for a bit. Feather Charm is actually, for some reason, Peter Pan's. Baseball Charm is Chicken Little's, and if you said that before I did, congratulations to you. Okay, no, not Vexen. I went a bit too far. Back to Olympus, Zexion. So one disadvantage is that if I've turned out of the gate, I move around a little bit like that, I don't know what is. But I mean, I'm working with all sorts of handicaps because of the emulator. Don't really care that much. Okay, Pain and Panic Cup. Hades Cup is super duper long. These are pretty easy generally. I can't remember what the rules are. No drive, that's the rule. But they should be pretty easy. You don't get experience for these is the biggest problem. I hope I get my HP back. Nope. And I don't have a way to heal. Woo. Yep, no more. I'm gonna Trinity cheese my way through the rest of this. Not having cure really stinks. Oh, blast. Come back, Donald. Hyper healing would be nice now. This is awful. Okay. Now I don't even have that, so. Woohoo! I think that's the end. Yuffie actually has has a lot of iframes, I should say. She doesn't stagger much, so... Tranquil proof. That's my second proof, so I have a silver crown. Not having any kind of heal for those. And I haven't gotten any item things unlocked either, so I can't give myself too many potions. I'm going to trade these out for high potions. Because they're percentage based, having low health does mean still that high potions are better than regular potions. Spike Vegeta said before in one of the runs that it isn't worth using potions because your health is so low, it doesn't matter how much they restore. But since it's percentage based, it's still actually a pretty big deal in most circumstances. They don't need that much extra health anyway in a lot of the low level runs and all that, the critical runs, but 20 extra percent can make a moderately big difference. Okay, I can't do any more. Darn. That stinks. So I must need to clear out other worlds first before I can. It won't tell me, but... So I won't be able to get my forms yet. I get Master and Wisdom from doing the Cerberus Cup, but since that isn't available yet... I don't think it's from doing the second visit here, though. Okay, I can finish up... I can also use Summon, too, but I can finish up Disney Castle. These chests are not super hard to get, actually, so... Let's see, which one am I trying to go through? I never remember. Not the waterway. They only want you to go to where Pete is, which is, I believe, actually the pier. I always go through the pier, like, last. I always try the others first.
Give me strength.
What's that for?
Darn, not even a level from that?
What?
Now, I should be able to wreck all these guys with Magnet Splash. One thing is that Peter Pan summons all of them will spend some of their summon gauge to help keep you alive, so... So at the very least, they're useful for that. So I can get some summon gauge leveling from this. They can keep me alive. And I can still do my Magnet Splash, which is one of my more powerful abilities for keeping this going. Normally you'd use Chicken Little here a lot to keep everything contained towards you. Magnet Splash and Magnet will do that just as well. I forgot to deactivate this as well. I need to turn that off. Summon gauge is interesting in this game because you can restore it by doing a lot of hitting and stuff, unlike regular drive forms, which deplete. So even though I overuse drive form because they're cool, in a lot of circumstances, summons are actually quite a bit better, especially Stitch. Stitch and Chicken Little are the two most used because they're the most useful. You can cheese a lot of stuff with Peter Pan. Those guys are normally pretty darn hard. Chicken Little can help contain them, but Peter Pan does really well with those as well because he stun locks guys for you. So doing that right can do a lot of things. Normally you'd like finish this off with a Trinity. I'm going to go ahead and do another Peter Pan here. Didn't quite get a summon gauge from it. Because summons don't give you anything when they level up, there's no fast storm gauge for it. And yeah, that room Crisis is up, one of the fastest, but it's also actually one of the quickest to deal with, so.
You mugs couldn't follow me if you wanted to. Later, losers. I'll show you. You mugs couldn't follow me. Oh, I can't take anymore.
Power Stone. Flare Force for Donald as well as MP Haste, though. That's good. I might have to throw a thing on him. Some sort of AP booster. Okay, did I get anything worth putting on? Air Combo Plus, I'm still not big on, so that doesn't matter. Okay, so, can't quite afford Flare Force. MP Haste would also be good. So, I got a Cosmic Ring, which is better than a Skill Ring. Oh yeah, 4 more AP. In the meantime, Donald can throw on the Skill Ring. And I'll just throw on the Lucky Ring for the heck of it. So now he can activate Flare Force, as well as MP Haste. That's good. Counter Guard. That's actually a really good ability too. Unfortunately, it's useless when you don't have guard. Almost forgot that one. Ooh, a new quick run. Nice. Level 2. It is indeed actually level 2. I haven't saved this in a while, so... accidentally hit that, so that changes it. Okay. 0 is what it's always been on. Make sure my thing is going. Okay, I let him drain out, unfortunately. Not that it's a big deal. Okay, this fight is generally not too bad. There's a lot of things you can do. I think one of the things I'm going to do is go ahead and level my limit for my Valor form again. I can get it up to level 4 right now. There we go, level 3. I got a mithril stone for it. Ooh, he's done a lot of damage to me there. Ha! Nice. Orin statue. Full Bloom Plus. Wow. One of the best attack. Premium Mushroom. Would have normally gotten Wisdom form from that. Okay. No Keyblade, so... That'll give me the same and 3 attack. Still no armor as well. No items, no armor, no cure. Only a couple drives. This has been pretty stingy overall, a little bit rough to do. The safe checks were not good for advancing speed on this seed. Let's see, Space Paranoids would probably be within reach. Caribbean would be okay. And then that's most of the first visits, isn't it, actually? Pride Lands, eventually. I can do the second check for Twilight Town and Traverse Town, although I'm a little bit leery of those as well. Looking pretty tough overall. I'm going to go ahead and put it up here, and hopefully tomorrow sometime we'll be able to continue my adventure. I might upload the whole thing all at once, so you might just go on to the next video, but for full disclosure, this video's ending because I'm putting up here. But hopefully I can finish up in another 3-ish hour video. Sounds reasonable, maybe. We will see.